I see you, Steven. A big announcement today. You're right. I'm ready! Woo! I found Tante Oso, that bear you all know, out of hibernation to entertain Raider Nation. What? You heard me. Rombo. I hate Rombo. I hate biters. I hate phonies. He just wants to be like me because I'm legend. Own that. Never duplicated. That fool with no hair. Woo. That shouts like Ric Flair. Woo. What? Woo. The R8RBEAR. No. Hey, look, if your children aren't in bed yet, that is your problem as a parent. You need to work on you. And if this is the kid watching, go to bed. Check it out. You guys dug it when I made the silver R8RBEAR chain. I love it. And I only show it so you can see the difference between the one and only one I have that's made with black stones instead of the silver. There's not going to be just one black one for much longer. I couldn't decide if I wanted to completely redesign the design. I thought, I love the black, and I never let you guys have the black. So I just love this black. I wear it almost more time. What's up, fam? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you all tuning in for R8RBEAR family page. Now, we have some stuff to discuss, but it's preseason stuff. So let's not get carried away. I'm not going to act like a Niner loss or a Niner win, is going to be a big deal. What we want to look at is what can we take away from it? Like, for example, when you had Ashton Jeanty out there, you can take away from the fact that he had good sight lines, the blocking was there, he found it, he made runs, he shed blockers with a nice stiff arm and got an extra 6 yards. So there's progress there, there's things to talk about, and we will do that next. Tradish! R8RBEAR Live, first comment. MVP tonight goes to the emoji-makingest son of a gun, your champion and mine, Mark Vargas. That's right. He's still got the belts. You don't like it, and he doesn't care. Road Warrior Hawk, look it up. Great quote. When he first made that quote, I got chills. By the way, Mark, there's someone looking at you. Normally, only down there in Facebook, a #1 contender. He's had his struggles down there, though, with the champion. So could he come up to YouTube and challenge the YouTube champion? The silver medal! That sultry sounded son of a gun, LP! Lucky Pet! What are you doing up here? What are you doing at YouTube? I can feel Mark Vargas. A tiny little shiver went down his spine. Not a lot of them. No goosebumps. But just one little shiver went down his spine when he heard, wait a minute. LP's up here? Oh, yeah, LP up here. Third place, my bronze medal goes to John the Lion. Leon, always dropping L's, but never taking losses. It's all about legacy, youngsters. Look it up. What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. That was a nice little competition there. Appreciate you all tuning in. My good friend Bob Standard in the house. Honorable mention to SA Big Dog and DPC Mount Rushmore in the house. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. And Ramiro Cashflow Castro. I see you there. Facebook. Let there be no doubt. Carlos Boykins. Carlos, look at you still dominating. You know what it is? You saw yourself with the gold on and you knew you looked good. By the way, you do look good, brother. Keep wearing it, man. Keep wearing it. Hey, look, I've had some dominant champions in the past that literally won for like a year or two. Look at David Pell-Cliver. I'm telling you, that man got so many goals, he had to hire a U-Haul. Second place, my silver medal goes to my most recently hired bodyguard, although I'm looking to renegotiate his contract. No. I'm not asking you to take a pay cut. You need a raise, brother. I'm going to keep you busy. I got a mouth on me. Joe Homemade! What's up, Jay? Welcome to the show. Always there for R8R Bear. And by the way, Lucky Pace, you would have won a medal in this round too, but I do not allow medals in both rounds. And seeing as your medal in the YouTube round was higher than the medal you would have received in Facebook, I figured you'd be cool with that. So, third place, my bronze medal goes to that dude and Mrs. Shaw, Steven Shaw. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Hi, Mrs. Shaw. It's like my favorite cup, bro. I use it so often, but this time I knew I was going to Showtime and I was making my own coffee. Usually my daughter makes my coffee because she's an angel. But I was making my own coffee, so I remembered. I actually went into the dishwasher where it's not supposed to be. I was going to scold her for that. It messes with the paint job on the cup if you use it, if you clean it in the dishwasher. It's silly. I don't even understand dishwashers. I'm a wash the dishes guy. That's just what I do. You know what I mean? Where my wife, she washes the dishes and then washes the dishes. There's a dishwashing machine. Now, I'm not one of those kind of husbands. I'm not one of those Neanderthal guys. I know, ladies, that it disinfects the plates and the cups and everything. So the dishwasher is valid. But I just wash my dishes and dry them off, put them away. I don't do all that. You know, sometimes I use dishwasher, but yeah, I'm a real man. I wash my stuff. Honorable mention to Edgar Lucky DeLeon. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Cool motorcycle. It's been a minute. Huh? How you been doing? Hope you've been doing well. Speaking of doing well, Steven Shaw and Mrs. Shaw. You guys, just recently, I actually entered onto a relationship with Patreon. So for those of you who are more of what I would refer to as discreet contributors of stars and charity contributions to us for the work we do outside of R8R Bear Family Page and R8R Bear Live, we are now on Patreon. It's very easy to find me. I'm on there in two ways. I'm on there. You can find me as R8R Bear Family, and you can also just find me flat out as just R8R Bear. And it's a little bit less expensive than Facebook. So for those of you who've struggled in the past with subscriptions to Facebook, it's a little bit cheaper. Now, why would I tell you that, right? Everyone on here, all these YouTubers, they do this. Oh, I got to make as much money. I got to monetize and make money. Okay, just one more time, I'd like to show all of you why I'm never like that. I've never been about making money off my audience. Do I auction things? Of course. Do I sell chains? Yeah. You know, people like them. I like them. People wanted my chain. I mass produced them. I sold them. Then I stopped. I don't make, 100. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to make all this money. Okay. So just understand, my Patreon monthly subscription is less than my Facebook one. And I'm pretty sure once I monetize on YouTube, it'll be more expensive. So just know that now. If you'd like to continue contributing, but Facebook gets a little bit expensive for you, you can go over to Patreon. It's a little bit less expensive, and you can stay with us for as long as you possibly can. We really appreciate you. And remember to subscribe to R8RBEAR family page if you can. I really appreciate you. Much, much love. Steven, Steven, you've always been cool. I know you got my other one. What we need to do is get one for Mrs. Shaw. You need to stop screwing around. Next time I send a shirt, I'll send two. I'll make sure I send one for Mrs. Shaw too. Let's see. Edward, my guy, Winchy, fantastic stash, little buddy. Have you been given many rides? Huh? You like that? Got the curl going and everything. I love it. Personally, I did it just kind of as a personal thing. You know what I mean? I don't like to get stagnant. So it's like, I'll try different brands of clothing. I'll try different colognes, clothes and so on. And so with my beard, with my goatee, with my hair, I try, I do different things. And so when I saw that my mustache was kind of growing kind of long on the sides, I thought, could I really do that? And then I saw, and guys, I'm going to help you, right? And guys, ladies, I promise we're going to get to football. I'll be very quick. But there's a brush that you can get. It comes with a kit for beards, and it's just a brush of needles. And it sounds bad, but I promise you guys, it's not bad. You get pricked just like this tiny little bit, but it's got a roller on it, and you roll it on your face, and it's little pins, and it pokes little pins, pinhole size holes in your skin. You don't even bleed, which I was surprised by, because you do feel it. It doesn't hurt, but you don't bleed or anything. And so I did that, and almost within like 3 or 4 days, I had all this growth. And it really, really works. And you notice I'm not sponsoring anything. I'm not giving you a certain brand. Okay. But when you get one of those, if you have any like patchy spots where you can't get your stuff to grow in right, just get one of these pin brushes, roll it up and down a few times, do it each day, once in the morning, once at night. Treat it like brushing your teeth. When you brush your teeth, when you're done, then hit it. Go to bed, brush your teeth, and then hit it again. And I'm telling you, 3 to 4 days, I don't know why became the sound of hair growing, but I'm going with it. It sounded cool. And you keep doing that, and Bob's your uncle. And within like a week or two, depending on the person, everyone's different. I was able to do it in like 4 or 5 days, but I'm older. You know what I mean? So it reacted to the pin brush like really quick. So I don't know, some younger guys, it might take a little bit longer, that kind of thing, but give it a shot. It's really cool. I love it. And because of it, I fell down the rabbit hole. I started finding all these different gels and cool stuff to use. So if you ever have questions about that, I can help you with that too. In fact, I have 2 right here. I was going to show it to Kevin Kahu Hano the next time I caught him on the show. Let me move my spotlight here so it's not quite so. There we go. This one, the brand's called Cremo. It's pretty cool. It's a thickening paste. I know. I'm sorry. I said I'd be quick. I'd get right to football. I'm sorry. And then this one's intense. It's actually a wax that you have to heat up with a hot gun. And then once it goes liquid, then you can use it and you can do all that. And then that's if you want your hair to not move ever, all day long, just be rock solid still. If you want that, that's what you go with the wax. All right. So the Niners and the Raiders game. So what we saw from that was we saw some potential with the run defense. The run defense now in 2 preseason games, although they've been gashed a couple of times, for the most part, they looked solid. And that was with us mixing and matching talent. So pretty cool, because what that tells you is regardless of the talent we had in the field at the time and doing the mixing and matching, we were getting good defensive play calls and good defensive play schemes that were helping even our mix and matched athletes come together, make plays, and for the most part, play the run well all day. No matter what combination we had out there, the run was played fairly solid. JJ Pegas now into I just had to bring this up. JJ Pegas, the defensive tackle we brought in along with Tonka Hemingway. Pegas looks a little further ahead. I honestly had it the other way around. And you guys know when I get things wrong, I tell you. Well, wrong so far, but I thought Tonka Hemingway was going to be the one that jumped off the television, and instead it's been Pegas. At camp and in the preseason games, the guy's making tackles. He's not getting blocked. You know what I mean? He's not getting pancaked. He's making plays. And so early returns, Pegas looks really nice. Well, I have like family in the house tonight. Stephanie Moreno, what's up? Are you the same Stephanie Moreno I went to school with? I think you might be. Or you might just be a great Raider fan. And I'm mixing you up. Tony, make it dip. What's up, TD? Welcome to the show. Commander Bell, I'll be moving to Barstow, California in 26. Do you know there's huge Raider Nation in that town? Yes, in Barstow, Commander Bell, also in New York. I have fans that watch my show in Prague, Germany, Laos, a couple other places where I've had, fans just chime in and go, hey, I'm over here from blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wow, really? Taiwan? I had a couple fans in Taiwan. Great Britain, big time. Kenny Blair's like my guy. He has a presence for Raider Bear family page and the Raiders specifically in Britain. And they push. Now, it's not just Kenny Blair, but he's been a great influence for me. But we've had quite a few Raider fans in Great Britain for a while. Man, Bear, I can tell it's been a minute since I've been here. You done grew a Rolling Fingers. Hey, man, Rolling Fingers was the man for the A's, okay? I'm trying. Michael Purifoy, all my old school people's in the house tonight. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Always good to see you. I love getting updates about your daughter and her husband, Michael. They're so cute. I just love them. I hope my daughter's as lucky as yours with the kind of guy she found. I really do. Hi, Peggy. My hubby is laughing. He bought me a beautiful silver and diamond earring pendant. The bracelet set that he gave me about 10 minutes ago before your show. Wow. He's laughing because it's a black diamond. So in other words, I'm wearing silver and black right now. Well, no, come on. You know your husband meant well. You still have black in your Pittsburgh, jersey. So you can get away with it if you say that, come on. I bet it's the band that's silver. Lots of people wear silver bands. So good job, Tim. Although I do have to admit, Peggy, your preseason Pittsburgh Steelers didn't look all that bad. I know you saw it. They didn't look all that bad. I was surprised, defense and offense. They didn't look that bad. It wasn't great. It's preseason and all, but they didn't look like idiots like I thought they were going to look. I'll be honest with you. I thought they were going to be stumbling all over the place, problems with the offensive line, unable to run the ball. And that wasn't the case. Edgar Lucky DeLeon, that's a great question. Let me just put this up. Hey, Joseph Bear, what do you think of getting Trey Hendrickson to help Crosby? Okay, first, when Trey Hendrickson was with the Saints, I wanted him. Okay, so just to give you an idea of the background, I have background on this guy, to memory because I wanted him for a long time. Trey Hendrickson is legit. You pair him with Max Crosby, it is over. Like in Mortal Kombat, but with fatality. The guy is everything that Max is, just a step slower, but probably a little stronger. You know what I mean? So they would both be bringing superpowers with them. I mean, you're talking about Thor and, Ares. Gods of thunder coming together, God of war coming together, and they would destroy it. We've needed something like that for a long time, because I'm only going to say this once and then I'm not going to say it again because I don't want to upset people, but I feel like I'm going to upset people. But we are wasting Max Crosby's career. We are wasting his career. We're paying him. We're treating him with respect. But we're wasting his career. That should have been priority one, not Ashton Genty, not wide receivers. I don't agree with it. When we were going after Tonka Hemingway and Pegas, I would have been going after the best defensive end, the baddest just animal left on the board. Or why aren't you at least looking in UDFAs? I mean, okay, and yeah, do we bring in a guy here or there? But they're just guys. I mean, I think at least two of them, they're already off the roster. A Trey Hendrickson move would absolutely, positively change the fortunes of the Raiders. Now, we don't know exactly what our win total would be, but if he came on, I guarantee it goes up by 2, at least 2. Now, think of the impact of that. If we only won 8 games, that's 10 games just because you added him and you're in the playoffs or maybe winning the wild card. You know what I mean? I don't understand for the life of me. For the life of me. And by the way, I know right now Joe Holman is clapping at the screen. Because that's my guy. And we think alike. And I'm telling you right now, if we don't find someone, and I'm not talking about a Bruce Irvin, okay, and no disrespect, he was a good Raider, but he was never the foil for Khalil Mack. Never. And we wasted Khalil Mack's opportunity with us. You know what I mean? And I don't blame John Gruden a bit. All of you know I hate John Gruden. If you don't know, I hate John Gruden. And yet when he came on and he got rid of Khalil Mack, I understood. I didn't like it, but I understood and I agreed with it. If you're going to come back and rebuild a team, you can't come through the front door and immediately give one of the oldest guys on your team $90 million. You just can't. What you do is move him and take that $90 million to get 8 guys in so that you can hopefully get at least 4 that can play and fill holes. Armando Medrano, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. We've got to get Max help. I love you right back, JP. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Tell Savannah I said hi. Or Cheyenne, excuse me. Got my girls mixed up. I love the idea, but too expensive. Chris Strong, I don't have an argument for that. You're right. It would be expensive. But here's my issue. I don't care because I want to win. So if that means getting rid of other guys to get Trey Hendrickson, get Trey Hendrickson. You would immediately interrupt every offense in football. When Max doesn't get there, Trey would. There would be times when they both would. There would be times when they both stop the run or one of the other opposite stops the run. It's too valuable. And to mess with Peggy just for a second, if it was TJ Watt, I would say go hard. Get TJ Watt. Even if they're a similar player, so what? They'll do similar damage. Knock down quarterbacks. What did he say? What did he say? Al Davis. What did he say? The quarterback must go down and he must go down hard. Put foots in him. And that has been forgotten. We have got to put our elbow into dudes. We got to put our foot in them. And we're not going to do that with Max out there by himself trying to play Superman when even Superman needs Wonder Woman, Batman, Aquaman sometimes. I even had Cyborg in there. Sean Scott, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. I didn't realize I had a contract with you. If we're going to renegotiate, I'll make you an offer you can't refuse. Just pay me by the scuffle. The more money you got, the more trouble you can get into, and the more I can get you out of. Joe, I love having a good bodyguard, but especially one like yourself that's all motivated. I'm loving you, brother. I would probably bring popcorn with me everywhere. You know, the kind that they just keep like in an instant little sandwich bag so I can pull it out of my pocket in my jacket and pop it open and just start watching you while you're just laying someone down. What'd you say to the R8RBEAR Bear? Boom, bow. Mama Bear, did you see that last one? He's been working on that left hook. Kenny Blair. Now, for those that were concerned about Geno, I think you're probably less concerned now about Geno. Now, has he thrown every ball perfect? Of course not. But has he been better than anything we've had in a decade? Yes. And yes, I'm throwing Derek Carr in there. Sorry, he's better than Derek Carr. He's better than Derek Carr. Okay? If he had one team for almost 10 years, Geno Smith's numbers would probably look different too. No disrespect to Derek Carr, people who are watching me who love that guy, who swear at the temple of number 4. I'm not trashing him. I'm just simply saying Geno's better. I think Geno Smith is a better quarterback. He's more mobile. He's just as, if not more accurate. And without question, if I ask you this question, I'll give a moment of silence for the answer because we know it's going to be deadly. Who's more aggressive, Derek Carr or Geno Smith? Young people answered right. Older people that watch my show answered right. All the women got it right. All the men got it right. Geno Smith. Derek Carr doesn't throw a ball unless there's no one around, single coverage, and he can lay it on a guy like he's a waiter delivering the lobster at the table. Geno just sees, ooh, look at that. And the ball's coming. This is facts. Again, not insulting Derek Carr. I appreciated what he brought to the table. Once a Raider, always a Raider. But the best thing you could say about Derek Carr is that he improved our image. He literally by himself took our image out of the toilet. And you know as well as I do, we didn't see our image in the toilet. That's just how the rest of the league saw it. The novice fans who didn't really know that most of the rumors and the lies about Raider fans shivving everyone at every game were not true. Where in point of fact, in the last 10 years, the Raiders have been in the bottom half of assaults and things of that nature. And the image, though, that was directly Derek Carr, always talking about God, always talking about the team, always putting the team first, always taking responsibility for losses, and that got annoying. But I mean, he always took the heat. And you can't find me another guy. I'm being serious. Find me another guy in the league that does that. I'll wait. There isn't one. Now, there's a couple guys that come close. The kid with the Buffalo Bills, he's gotten into the playoffs. He's got all this potential. Everyone thinks he should have won by now, and he hasn't. And the guy's damn near broke down crying at the press conferences saying, I've got to be better. I've got to be better. You know what I mean? And so I respect that kid, Josh Allen. He was one of my picks coming out of college, too. I thought he was going to be the best quarterback in that draft. And I was right. Zachary Reynolds, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Wow, she's pretty, bro. Great profile picture. Long time no see, Bear. I just thinking about you the other day, brother. I appreciate the love, man. Well, good to see you, too. Glad to see you're back. Bob Standard said Kermit Mahomes would have no chance with Max Crosby and Hendricks. That's why, to me, I'm paying. And I agree with my viewer. He is too much. I don't care. Do you want to win? And I know you want to win. I know that's not what you're saying by saying he's too much. You're saying he's too much that we won't pay it or that we can't strategically make enough moves to make it happen. I'm saying you have to. You have to. Like, for example, if Hendricks and TJ Watt were available, I don't care which one you get. You see what I mean? It's not that it's Hendricks and it's not that it's Watt. They're just both impactful. We need another guy opposite of Max. Now think about it. Why could it be either guy? I'd even add a third guy if he's good. Someone that averages like 10 to 13 sacks in the last like 3-4 seasons. Okay, like these guys have. Okay, add that third guy. I don't even need a name. Okay, whoever he may be. Okay, here's why. Because Max will take so much pressure off the guy on the opposite side, no matter who it is. Because if we do get Trey Hendrickson, the only thing that's going to change about our defensive line is that we added Trey Hendrickson. Everyone else in the league is still going to stop Max Crosby. Did I blink? No, I did not. Max Crosby right now is the best defensive end in all of the NFL. The only reason he hasn't been crowned yet is because his own team is not prioritizing his success. They're helping him. They're training him. They're paying him. But they're not giving him another bouncer. You can't ask one bouncer to throw everyone out of the bar, even if we know Max can do it. Get him help. Why am I shouting? Because I'm not a podcaster. I'm not an influencer. I'm a Raider fan. And when the casket drops, I'll be a Raider fan. And when that day comes and I see God in heaven, he's going to want to start telling me what heaven's like and where the lockers are and where the best pool in heaven is. I'm like, I need to know where Al Davis is so I can get permission to start a chapter in heaven. Raiders! Put butts in average fans. La raza. This is family. It's life. It's what we do. It's what we are. Tell me another fan base of any team that does that. Yeah, the dog pound and the Browns. Oh, they're so committed. Yeah, games. You see their gear during the season? No. Or any other fan base of any other roster? But what do you see the Raiders in? What do you see Raider Nation in? What do you see Raider fans and family in? Raider gear. And then there's the ones that are crazy like me. Right there. It don't wash off. Get Max Crosby help. I want everyone to create a hashtag tonight. Get Max Crosby help. Send. Don't even comment on it. Hashtag get Max Crosby his help. Send. I'm tired of it. The man is out there cooking, taking names like a bounty hunter. And what do we do with that? Hey, thanks. Here's Tyree Wilson. Great job, Max. We're re-signing Malcolm Kuntz. Come on, man. Ramiro Cashflow Castro. He always agrees with me, but we're brothers, so we were separated at birth. Yeah, the Abdul Carter move, Joe Holman would have been cool, but I'm always reluctant because you just never know. No matter how much of an animal these guys are in college, you just never know if it's going to translate. I want an established guy. We were lucky. We found one in Max Crosby, a fourth rounder for Christ's sakes. That's going to be a Hall of Famer, first ballot. We lucked into that. Look at me. Look, I never sweat. Look at me. Got my ire up. I'm pissed. John Leon, I think that's going to happen regardless. AOC is just not developing. You know what I mean? And you can't call him a kid anymore. The guy's in his third year. He's assimilated playbooks. He knows what it's about. He's got to be better. Devontae Scott, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. I'm no quitter, brother. And in a few years, when you come back again, I'll still be here. I promise you. Armando Medrano. What would be the price for the tray? 2 firsts and some late rounders? No. Honestly, it would probably be more than that. I mean, you have to think of whatever you think it would cost and then exaggerate it a little bit, because that's what they're doing now because the league has so much money. So, for example, I would say to you, Armando, you're super close, just not on the late rounder part in between there. You would probably need 2 first-round picks, but we could make that a little painless by giving them a 2027 first-round pick and a 2029 first round pick. You see what I mean? Spread it out a little bit so it really doesn't, pop tires in our progression building the team. And then now here's where it gets tricky. You have to give them something in addition to the late rounders. So 2 first round picks. And then I would say Trey Hendrickson. I mean, he's real. You know what I mean? He's getting double-digit sacks like every season. He's reliable. He doesn't get in trouble in public. He's good in the locker room. 2 firsts, a third, a 5, and a 7. 2 firsts, a 3, a 5, and a 7. And even that might not be enough. It might have to be just a little bit more juicy, like 2 firsts, 2 3s, a 5, and a 7. That would get it done. And that would be overpaying. But there's going to be someone who will pay that. That's the problem. So if you really want him, you got to overpay like that. There's my little brother. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Raging Raider Rhino. That's a loyal fan right there. Oscar De Leon. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Steven! Hi, my good friend, Raging Raider Rhino. Rhino, check it out. I was showing everyone, that I still had one left. I kind of kept it nostalgically. I have just one left of the silver. I have one that I wear, but this is the only one I have left that's still packaged. And then I was showing him, and I know some of you don't know this. I know Devontae Scott might not know this, but this is the only black version of my medallion that I have. They made it for me special as a way of saying congratulations, because I made 3 different waves of the chain, and all 3 waves sold out. And I've always sold out. And so they were just really appreciative. So they made me this black one as a way of saying, hey, we really appreciate it. I hope you like it. And of course, I freaking love it. But I don't know. I didn't put 2 and 2 together and think maybe everyone would like the black too. And so I think I'm going to do a run with the black. I can't give you a date yet because I haven't even talked to my people, but I think I'm going to do it. And I want to say that on camera so you guys can hold me to it. It's not just talk. I'm going to do it. It's just a matter of putting a date on it. Elon, it is real, okay? But no matter how badass Superman is, he's got to have his backup. You know what I mean? You never know when someone's going to show up with kryptonite or doomsday. You know what I mean? You got to have Wonder Woman to go in there and get some. That's what I like to think. I'm Superman and my Wonder Woman is in the other room. No, I can't tell you. Mark Vargas said, Geno Smith. That's it. Just believes in him. Geno Smith. And honestly, so do I. And I don't know how many of you saw Cam Miller when he did his interview recently after the Seattle Seahawks game. This was in the preparation leading up to the game against the Niners. He made it very clear that he had a massive amount of respect for Geno Smith. And he made it clear he knew about Geno Smith's time and that he was a high pick and he was a little bit of a bust and people were wondering what he was. And then he gets punched and knocked out and his jaw broken by his own teammate while he was with the Colts. It was just bad all the way around. And then just out of nowhere, he gets picked up by Seattle. Pete Carroll dusts him off, takes a rag, shines him up real nice. He says, get out there, boy, and give me some wins. And damn if he didn't. No, I'm not putting him. Raging Reader Rhino, I'm not putting into Derek. Sean Scott said, I'm excited for the offense for once, but I'm skeptical of the defense. Well, Sean, it's funny because what you're saying, it makes sense when you really think about it. The offense is usually what usually comes along slower, even if you have talent, because you got to get so many guys on the same page. It isn't just the quarterback throwing the ball to a wide receiver. You got to get all the offensive linemen on the right page. You got to get the other teammates on the right page so that they sell their routes. So they don't know we're going deep until we go deep. So it's a concert of things that have to go right on every single play. And we lose sight of that sometimes because we get excited about our stars. But the bottom line truth of it is the offense is coming along quickly because the offensive line has been really good. Guys, the offensive line has been really good. I'm going to tell you what's going to be the downfall of this roster. I'm serious. Now, you've heard other people say, oh, we have weaknesses in the secondary. You know, so many young guys. Oh, and new guys coming together, being Raiders for the first time in the secondary. All of that's true. Okay. But that is not what's going to bring us down. They can gel throughout the season. As they get more games under their belt, they're going to get better and better. Okay. So that's not really what's going to be our downfall. Okay. The running game and the defensive line, they're going to get their act together. We've already got a really nice roster. We've already got a nice roster of guys. Pegas and Tonka Hemingway already looked good coming into this. Now, and then you add the guy we brought in from the Eagles. We look good. We look good. Max is going to do Max. You know what I mean? So we look good. And in the first 2 preseason games, the run has looked stiff. Now, have we given up some gashes on the run? Of course we did. Okay, it's preseason, guys. But the scheme we were in, and even with mixed matched talent, the run game defense was there for the majority of the game. The run defense was there. So I'm not concerned with that. I feel like that can gel. The offensive line, we're already seeing glowing reports about the offensive line, Lakitasi, and now depth with Rodgers and Meredith taking over with Johnson now maybe potentially moving to guard or even the bench. A first-round pick. Oh, well, wait. No, sorry. Jackson Powers Johnson was a second-round pick, but he was a first-round pick that fell to the second round. But, that's depth. And so I'll tell you what our downfall is going to be. We've still got about 20 minutes left, so I'm going to keep answering your questions, keep talking about what happened, keep talking about what I saw, and then I'll drop this on you. Shane Street, what's up? That's my guy right there. Good to see you, brother. Happy anniversary to you and your lovely wife. You guys look better. No offense. You know what I mean? You're a good-looking guy. Your wife's beautiful. But you guys look better older. You look beautiful. You guys aged really well. Tim Newport said, Carr showed some aggressiveness his first couple seasons, then lost it. But you are absolutely right about his character. Yeah, and Tim, it was when he started getting those little injuries. You remember when one of those Colts hit him low in his leg and broke his tibia and he was out for a while. And then after he got back, you could literally see him going like that when guys would get around his legs. He was skittish. And when normal guys say, oh, he was gun shy. Oh, he started wearing a dress. I'm not going that far. I'm not trying to insult the guy. I'm just simply saying for a little while there when he got back, he was having a hard time keeping his eye down the field occasionally when a defensive lineman would try to get through. And even the guys that didn't get through, if they fell to the ground in front of him, he would kind of, you know what I mean? Like, are you going to hit my legs? You know what I mean? And take his eyes off his receivers, then would have to reacquire them to throw the ball again. And obviously, we all know, anyone of us that's watched football for any amount of time knows reacquiring offensive players, running different routes with your eyes down, and then you bring them back up, and now you got to figure out where they're at and if they're open and throw the ball without getting hit. No disrespect to Carr, but used to play with heart until that fibula broke. And then he played more shook than Casper the Friendly Ghost. See, I wasn't going to go that far. Miguel Garcia, 559 Fresno in the house. Another great husband and wife picture. Look at you two. Beautiful. Cincinnati now wants any player and maybe a second. I think we will make the move for Henderson. Edward Lucky De Leon, I would give him Kuntz. We only gave him a 1-year prove-it deal contract. Well, let's just say he can go prove it with Cincinnati. And he's a decent enough player that if we throw a couple of first-round picks, a 5, a 7, and Kuntz at him, they'll take that. I wouldn't, but they will. I know what Kuntz is. I'm sorry. I'll be easy on Derek Carr, okay? He had his moments. But Kuntz is a bum, okay? Get him out of here. I can feel the one Kuntz fan in the audience going, come on, Bear. Yeah, Raging Raider Rhino agrees with everyone else. After the leg injuries, Carr just got a little skittish. I agree, Raider Rhino. Oh, hi, Miguel. What's up, Corinna? Good to see you. Frank Zander. Raiders! What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Vicky Ginn in the house. Bear! By the way, You know, a lot of you know Vicky Gann. She's a super popular Raider fan, just an absolute sweetheart. Ask her to show you a picture of herself when she was in high school. Holy Lord. Holy hot pants. Speaking of hot pants, Vicky Gann! Oh, thank you, love. And by the way, you noticed I gave you the compliment before I saw your stars contribute to the show. You know I love you, girl. Stop it. Mucho loco, bear. Always, brother. Ramon Gallegos, the one and only Raider Bear speaking facts. Tell him, Ramon. Oh, I like that flag, bro. Herman Ray Gonzalez, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Raging Raider Rhino. 2 times. That guy right there. My goddaughter, because I'm the second godfather. I'm godfather number 2, so I'm the godfather to my goddaughter. And I sent her this cool bike that has like all these attachments on it. So you can push her in it like a stroller. And it has a little thing for her little Cheerios and her milk and stuff right in front of her. And then later on, as she gets older and stronger, you can adjust it down to just a normal bike with training wheels. And then eventually you can take the training wheels off and it's a regular bike you ride around. Pretty cool. Arthur Munoz, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. I love you, girl. Tremail Henson, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Always there for a Raider Bear. Oh, shut up, Rhino. I really appreciate that. Yeah, anytime you can send me something cool to donate, I appreciate it. If you have any more of the Raging Raider Rhino chain, I know somebody wants that. Come on, brother. And you know, stars contribute to the show. Go to charities like the Kind Fund, Kids in Need of Desks. We were working with them in Africa just 2 years ago. We contributed a donation that we were going to pledge to get at least 13 to 15 children in Africa in school, fed lunches and a desk. And we were able to do that. And we finished with 28. Ooh, it was all of you. I'm telling you, it was all of you. I never take all the credit for that. It was all of you. You helped us do something freaking amazing. Oh, nice. Player card too. I'm down. Nat Frank, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Okay, so one of the things you saw that was beautiful was the sight lines by Ashton Jeanty and the offensive line. Now, did they do it 10 times? No, we didn't even have Ashton in there that long. But imagine that run over the course of a game. That means, in my opinion, we're going to see a little break-off run like that where he gets a hole, makes a little 2-step, breaks through, finds daylight, stiff arms a guy, and ends up with a 12, 15-yard run. I think we can expect to see that like once per quarter. Deathly serious. I think this guy is a Marshawn Lynch prototype like never before. I didn't want to say that at first when we first got him because I wanted to see what he was like. He, in my opinion, is a Marshawn Lynch prototype with one difference. Marshawn had no fear of putting his body into you and blowing you up. Now, I'm not saying Ashton has fear of that. What I'm saying is he's better with his stiff arm. He has the same running style, but he utilizes the stiff arm more than Marshawn Lynch's style of just putting my shoulder in a guy and keeping my feet moving. Ashton will do that from time to time, but I'm kind of hoping he doesn't because without sounding like I'm taking anything away from Ashton at all, Marshawn Lynch was a freak of nature. I mean, the guy was a fire hydrant with arms and legs. I mean, just thick, short, stubby guy. You know what I mean? And again, Ashton does have a similar body type, but I don't want him to try to have the same success Marshawn did the same way. Ramon Gallego says, Bear, who do you think will be running back number 2? You're getting a lot of buzz about Sincere McCormick. I think that's mostly just, you know, they respect him. He's been here a while. You know what I mean? Pete Carroll probably loves the fact that he's been a Raider off and on, and he just consistently fights and fights and fights to keep a job and get a job. But I don't think it'll be him. I think Zamir White will probably hold on, but if he does, it'll probably be as the 3 with a chance to be the running back 2. But I think Raheem Mostert was really brought in to be that guy. If you notice, he started against the Niners. I think that, or he was treated as the number 2 against the Niners. I think part of that was just some get back. but at the same time, and to see what he could do. You know, I mean, what is a better way to see what a guy's talent level is when you have a chance for him to go out there and show you against the team that gave up on it? Who are you going to fight harder against? You know what I mean? The Niners or the Seahawks or the Cardinals? You know what I mean? No, he's going to try to blow a hole into every Niner that tries to tackle him, which he did. It got Chippy out there a couple times, and he looked nice. So I'm thinking right now, if the season was going to start next Sunday, it's probably Mostert. But that can change. Zamir White has been running really nice. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to what he's been doing on special teams, but he's getting deep runs on special teams, and he looks real solid. It was with the Jets when Geno got punched, Bear. Oh, okay. I thought it was the Colts. That was my bad. I haven't said this in, you know what? You're absolutely 100% right. Because remember, the guy who hit him ended up getting cut from the Jets, and he just went right next door to the Giants. So, yeah, very good. R8RBEAR.com says, we need more competition in the cornerback room. I think we will get more, but I think it'll probably be next year. I feel like Pete Carroll feels like he can do something with this roster and this talent. I think he feels like Jeremy Chin and his pickup Darren Porter as he gets smarter. I think that Eldon Brooks, the kid Brooks that we brought in from the Green Bay Packers, I like him. I really do. I think that that's a way bigger pickup than people are giving credit for. I think that guy could end up being a shutdown corner for us. I really do. Time to put foots in him. Nat, I was giving it to him. I'm so pissed off that Max Crosby hasn't gotten a Robin to his Batman yet. I'm sick of it. They need to go out and get Trey Hendrickson or someone, trade for someone, do what it takes. But you've got to put an animal on the other side of the field with him and let the man work. If you just put someone over there, Max is not going to – you can't face a double team the entire game. You just can't. If you put Trey Hendrickson over there, the double teams are over. They're going to have to strategically chip both guys, you know, from one play to another. Okay, get Trey. Okay, get Max. Okay, get Max again. Okay, get Trey on this one because we're going on his side of the field, etc. They'd have to strategize how to do it because you couldn't just, okay, double Max and we'll just see what Trey can do. Yeah, well, he's going to tear your head off and vice versa. So see, to me, I don't care what it costs. Do what it takes. Get that guy in the building. All right, now we got 10 minutes left in the show. And I said I was going to make you guys wait until the end before I really told you what I feel like could be the real downfall of the Raiders. And they're talking about all these different moves we need to make and different guys we need to pan out. And so, Vicky and Mrs. Shaw. Appreciate you, Steven. I'm not a Kuntz or Wilson guy. Mainly Kuntz. Wilson, I think you can move in the interior. We've already seen him have some success just in these 2 preseason games. And we know for a fact from watching my show that we know that in the past, even in college, his college coaches, and this is the little thing you didn't hear said about Tyree Wilson when he was coming out of the college ranks. So he was a defensive end, and I kept saying the guy doesn't have bend. How can you be a great defensive end at the NFL level if you don't have bend? And obviously he's not, because he doesn't have bend. And I said it before he did anything with the Raiders, before he even got his jersey, because it's just facts. I'm not smarter than anyone. It's just knowledge. You can't be a great defensive end without bend. You just can't. You can be good, but not great. You gotta have more tools in your shed. If you just pull one knife and say, "Here I come," well, they can block that knife sometime. Maybe dodge it, knock it out of your hand, whatever the case may be. But if you come out with 5 weapons and say, "Let's do this," well, they don't know what's coming. And on any given play, you can hit them with this, or hit them with this, or hit them with the spin move, or whatever the case may be. I think this is the most I've ever sweated on my show in my entire 10 years. I swear, I'm not a sweater. Sweater. It still sounds like I'm saying put on a sweater. I'm not. I don't perspire. There we go. But you have to solve that problem. You have to. I love you more, Vicky, again. I didn't answer your question. Wait a minute. What was your question? I'm good. How about you, miss? You said that. Okay. And then keep going back up here. You said hi to Corey. And then you said, overall, how do you feel about here we go. Overall, how do you feel about the team in total? Myself, I'm actually thinking I like what I see for a change. I've been very special and was right in these past, yes. And more importantly, I found it, Vicky. Mwah. Now, having said that, I would say this to you. I'm excited about the roster. I think there's no doubt that we're better. I think there's no doubt that has to do with Pete Carroll and his staff. I love the fact that Pete didn't fire our defensive coordinator, Patrick Graham, because he knows defensive coordinators are defensive coordinators. I mean, you know what I mean? They're not really going to we're not going to suddenly sign one and he's going to go rocket science and start teaching our defense how to be the 85 Bears. It doesn't work that way. You have to have a decent coach, but you also have to have the personnel. So when we give Patrick Graham the personnel, we'll get great defense out of him. Because remember, there were a couple seasons that we've had Patrick Graham where our defense was in the top 10. When's the last time we could say that? Not since before Patrick Graham, a long time. Like really long time. That's why I'm still doing this motion. Okay. And so, yeah, Pete Carroll recognized, I can work with you. We have similar ideas. I ran something similar in Seattle. Let's take what you're doing. Let's take what I do and let's bring it together and, make soup. I'm Bernie Sanders. And if you want to vote for me, you better have good soup. No, for me, it's depth. Depth is the key. We don't have depth. We've got to get bodies. Now, on the offensive line, I like the depth there, okay, with the Caleb and Rogers and, some of these other guys. I like our depth there, DJ Glaze. I like our depth on the offensive line now for the first time in a long time. And the young guys on the defensive line, I'm excited about. But the linebackers, not enough's being said about linebacker. We're depending a lot on Eichenberg. You know what I mean? We're depending a lot on, Jermaine Pratt, who he's real nice, but he's a veteran linebacker. Veteran linebackers get hurt, so thus back to my point of depth. I'm concerned that because there's no such, this isn't video games. We can't turn off the injury button. I do that on John Madden. But there's guys that we're going to lose throughout the year. Maybe not for the whole season, but, for 2 games here and there, blah, blah, blah. So like Jalen Smith, for example, the linebacker Jalen Smith, he may come out there to start the season like gangbusters. And you'll see him in the first 2 or 3 games and be like, damn, this guy's got 30, 40 tackles in 3 games, 2 sacks, and 2 passes deflected. Holy, this guy's back. And then week 4, he misses 4 games. And so we gotta be excited because what we're going to put on the field with Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers, Jack Besh, I can keep going, Michael Mayer. And that's if Michael Mayer stays on the roster. I'm starting to think that they started to pump up Michael Mayer, to make him look like a little bit fatter turkey so that when Thanksgiving comes with these other rosters, they'll want to buy him. That was a weird analogy, but I think that the Raiders are kind of pumping him up now because they want him to look good solid to other rosters. I just looked it up. Carr got that busted fibula and busted a bone in his back and busted his pinky finger. Yet during the 9 years when he was with us, he only missed 2 full games and can't doubt that guy's heart. Yeah, Joe, the guy showed up and played. There's no doubt about that. Oh, nice. You got me up on the 55. I appreciate that. Making a guy feel like a TV star. That's right, Tim. Marshawn Lynch never got hit. He hit everyone else. Will Bo Jackson's son make the 53-man roster? What do you think, Bear? Because we don't have depth at his position, he has a chance. That's all I can give you. Because we already know, for example, he's not, a highly touted first-round pick. You know what I mean? So that makes it harder because whenever you come in, like, for example, if you come in off the street as a UDFA, they don't want to give you a job over a guy that's a 6th-round pick because the 6th-round pick has a 4-year contract worth money. May not be a lot of money, but it's a whole lot more than what you're making as a UDFA. So you say to yourself, well, wait a second. If I can get a guy in that's a better player as a UDFA, why wouldn't I want him and play him over the sixth round pick who's making more money? Because you have to pay the sixth round pick that's making more money to sit on the bench if you let the other guy go in. And if the other guy goes in and then he gets hurt or he's not effective and you take him out, now your sixth round pick has lost his confidence and doesn't love the roster the same way. Then if you pull him a second time, his agent starts calling and looking around at other rosters for him. And he's never really going to be a Raider anymore at that point mentally for the next 2 seasons. No matter how well he plays, he's going to see that as pumping up his resume so that he can get the hell out of here. Facts. Look, I'm just saying I know football, okay? I know football. I know the business. I know free agency. I know UDFAs. It always cracks me up when our president does that. Anything you ask him about, he goes, I know about that. I know it better than anyone. Don't worry. I know all about that. Better than even the general. All right, that's my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force, for all you do. The energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice. Active and veteran, much love. You guys like the gray, the silver and gray stone kind of looks like? Not too bad, huh? Every time I wear it outside, I feel it. Yeah, that's dope. Where'd you get it? I don't. I tell you guys online on my show, I on the street. I might run into you again. I want you to say that to me. Get out of here. Let's go. Please consider subscription to Raider Bear Family page. Do that on Facebook or YouTube. Remember, I am on Patreon now. Please consider that. Especially if I entertain you and enjoyed the show. If you would, hit that like button. It helps with the algorithm. It helps get me out there, and it helps fans know that I'm better than most of the rest. Much love, and I'll see you soon. Raider Bear Family page.